Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. I'm glad to have you guys here on this Friday, the 28th of May, 2021. Thank you for tuning in. Now, you know what? Thinking about silver this morning. I was thinking about the Reddit crowd, back when the GameStop thing was ongoing. Remember? Do you remember what they did with GameStop to the Reddit crowd? To the Wall Street bets or whatever? You remember what they did? They changed the rules mid-game. They basically pulled the plug on them. And it seems to me that this change of rules was this flip-flop thing that they can do. They can say, well, now you can't buy. Or maybe they'll say, well, now you can't sell. You know? They can change the rules overnight. Now, thinking about silver. And I got a big question here. Right? And here's the thing, right? Say they start to run out of physical silver. Well, we're getting indicators that might be in the works right now. They might be getting low, really, really, really low. Over at Monaco 64, he uncovered something. The U.S. Mint, I guess they sent emails or whatever. And in their emails, well, you have to go over and listen to his channel, but he says that the U.S. Mint, I guess they're sending out emails and they're saying that silver is in short supply, which is like a no-brainer. Everybody knows that silver's in short supply, but I guess they're admitting it. They're admitting that there's a squeeze on for silver right now. Right now, it's hard to get. It's hard to obtain. There's not a lot of inventory out there. Now, they can cover industrial demand. The mines on Earth can cover industrial demand. But when retail investment and retail buyers start to really hit the market and start to draw from the physical inventory of silver really heavy, they don't have enough to cover that, a heavy demand of retail sales of silver, and cover industrial demand too. They don't have enough. It's just not enough to go around. So what my question is, could they change the rules on us mid-game? Could they, when they start to really get short on silver, and there's not enough to go around for industry and not enough to cover the retail demand, could they change the games by saying, hey, you guys can't buy anymore? Yeah, you're allowed to sell. You can sell your silver, but you're not allowed to buy. Could they do that? Could they cite something like national security reasons because we can't make munitions? Every time they make a cruise missile, it takes 100 ounces of brand new silver to make a cruise missile. They can't even make munitions. They can't even protect the country if they can't make the electronics needed nowadays for modern warfare. It's as simple as that. All electronics out there. The world will come to a stop without silver. Unless they use gold, and you know how much more it would cost to use gold in all their electronics. But what if we hit a crunch moment in the very near future where we start to run into an actual silver shortage and industry can't obtain what they need? And a lot of companies might see this coming ahead of time. Big companies that make things like cell phones and wristwatches and all kinds of different things, televisions, whatever. And they might see it coming ahead of time if there's even a sniff in the market that they're not going to be able to obtain inventory to build their products in their assembly lines and stuff. And they might try to stock up. And that might further uh, exacerbate the situation and make the silver even go into short supply even more. And what's the first thing that would come to all of their minds? I'm just saying, what's the first thing that would come into all of their minds out there of the real big shots out there if they couldn't have, if there's not enough silver to go around for industry? is they would want to shut off the leak. The leak being retail demand, bar and coin demand. They would want to just turn off that tap, and then they'd have enough again. Just seems to me, you know. So that's the question I'm asking. Could they actually do that? All of a sudden, all of these retail silver companies like Atmex and everything else, could they just put out an arbitrary law? You're not allowed to sell anymore. You're allowed to buy, but you're not allowed to sell. Could they do that? That's my question. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get started with the markets today. Let's open up the charts right here, and let's take a look at what's going on. Silver today, you know, we're down 5 cents. We're at 27.79 right now, but it's right in the middle of its range. You know, it's been a long time coming, but there is a shortage going on out there right now already. But if this really intensifies, we're going to see this price shoot up, and I don't care. They're not going to be able to suppress this with the paper short contracts because it's all just paper. And it'll be revealed that it's all just paper, and all these people that's got paper are going to want the real thing, and they're only going to settle for them in dollars. And this market could erupt. It's been brewing for a lot. This has been brewing for ages. And it's not like, listen, when it happens, it's not like we haven't told you for years that this is coming. I've been on here telling people about this, and now we're getting so close. You know, years ago when I was saying, hey, a silver shortage is coming, they're going to run out of this metal, you know? Years ago. I mean, must be 5 years ago I've been on here chanting this over and over again. You know, now we're getting so we can actually see the front edge of it. We can see it actually starting to actually happen. And I'm not laughed out of town for saying it either now. You know, back then it was like a lot of people come on, silver shortage, that'll never happen, and all this kind of stuff. Now, I don't hear all that laughter anymore about it because we're getting so close to it, they can start to see it, that it could be a very distinct possibility very soon, that there could be a massive silver shortage and an awful squeeze coming. But you guys should be excited about it. It's going to be a wild ride, Mr. Toad's wild ride. Silver could, I mean, it could outstrip Bitcoin and wherever. You remember seeing the Bitcoin price go up? You haven't seen nothing. This could go triple digits overnight. Be over $100 silver overnight. It could happen. You know, I mean, it could go up, and that's why they've known this is coming for a while now. And this is why they've put stops in this market. It moves up like, if it moves up, I think it's $3 is a stop. And then they stop the market for like, I think it's like a half an hour or something, you know. And then they have to start it again. And if it goes up another $3, they stop it again. That's just so their buddies can get in. No, I'm just kidding about that. But anyway, let's move on and take a look at gold today. 1896, and it's up 40 cents. Let's take a look now at cryptocurrencies today. 1606 billions. Let me refresh the page to see which direction this is moving. 1601, so it's lost 4 billion. Past few minutes since I opened the chart. 36,578 for Bitcoin. Cryptos have went into a bear market. There's no particular big reason for it. I just think that they went up a little bit too fast, too high, too fast, too quick. Bitcoin went up to 65,000. So now what's happened is things have settled back down again, and I don't think there's a lot of energy to the downside left now. Not an awful lot. I think there's still maybe a little bit of energy to the downside, but nobody wants to buy a fallen knife at this point, right? They're kind of waiting to see what happens, and that energy could come back into the cryptocurrency space. That bullish energy, it could come back in a not too distant future. But for right now, it's kind of like a little bit on the bearish side, these markets and the cryptos. But like I say, there's no really all that good a reason for this big change in price. Look, $36,000 Bitcoin, and it was $65,000 Bitcoin. That's a big change in price right there. In all the cryptocurrencies, it's happened rather quickly. You know, markets don't like things to happen like that. If prices move down on something too steep, it enters into oversold territory, and the same way if something goes up too quick. So see, Bitcoin went up a bit too quick, up to 65,000. You know, markets don't like sudden movements to the upside or to the downside. They like to try to stay stable. That's what they like to do. Okay, now let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average today, and it's up 99 points. 34,563 today. Well, let's take a look at crude oil. 66.86. It's up a penny on the day. So far, like I say, it's creeping its way up to $70. Move index today is at 53.47, and it's down, the move index, but that's a good thing that the move index stays down, because that means that the credit markets are fairly stable. Bonds and rates today. Now, yesterday we had movement to the upside in bonds. Today they've retraced halfway back to where they were. You know, yesterday they moved up about 4 basis points, and today they've moved down 2. We're looking at a 10-year at 1.59, and we're looking at the U.S. 30-year at 2.27, with a 1.7 1 basis point, 1.7 basis points on the U.S. 10-year drop. Now let's take a look at the dollar index, and the dollar has poked its head above 90 again. It's at 90.14. Where's my chart for this? Let me refresh the page and see if I can get a chart for it. Well, there it is. Okay. 90.14 on the US dollar index, and it took a little bounce up, but now it looks like it's stabilizing and it's going along sideways now. Thank you guys for listening to my show. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the very next episode. Bye-bye.